Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy Bill Mahari here, representing Mahari Nation Sports Podcast. Much love to the entire LDBC and the entire basketball community. No time for the outros. Just gonna get down to the point here, guys. So, the big news of the season thus far, guys. James Harden has finally arrived to Brooklyn after like months of speculation that him possibly going to the Brooklyn Nets. It is finally done. The Brooklyn Nets have acquired James Harden via of a three-team trade deal. So according to the reports, okay, involving a deal between the Brooklyn Nets and the Houston Rockets, involving the Pacers and the Cavaliers, Houston will acquire Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum, Ronan and Kurucs, and four first round picks and four first round pick swaps and a 14 trade deal that also includes the Pacers and the Cavaliers. Um, Jarrett Allen and Taurean Prince will be sent to Brooklyn. Will be sent from Brooklyn to Cleveland. In return, the Pacers will receive Caris LeVert with the four draft picks and the pick swaps that are all unprotected. According to the Athletic, one of the picks is going to go to Houston, reportedly includes the 2022 first round pick from Cleveland, previously acquired from the Milwaukee Bucks. The Cats will also sending a 2024 second round pick to the Brooklyn Nets in the 14 trade deal. This deal sends Harden to his preferred destination of the Brooklyn Nets, which means he'll be reunited with his former Oklahoma City Thunder teammate Kevin Durant, and it joins a backcourt that includes All-Star Kyrie Irving and the trio of All NBA caliber stars, which includes two former MVPs, making them the undisputed favorites to come out of the Eastern Conference. Now, this comes up in the aftermath of the Lakers, beating the Rockets in so badly that pretty much James Harden pretty much quit on the Rockets. All right, and I find that kind of really really funny that the Rockets would really pull the trigger on this move the day after James Harden pretty much said the hell with this team. Why am I putting my effort on this? And that left a real bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because remember, this guy came in here, pretty much out of shape, all fat and all stuff like that, and wanted to be traded. He didn't want the contract extension from the Rockets, so you knew that his days in Houston were pretty much numbered. You were thinking that if he made it the whole year, you would think he probably most likely would stay, but it wasn't to be the case. Now I will say the fact that they were able to, pull off the straight and you still keep Joe Harris and you still got, Spencer Dinwiddie, despite the fact that he's going to be out for the rest of the season with the knee injury. I'm telling you right now, the Brooklyn Nets are pretty much put themselves in a good position of coming out of the East. Now there are some concerns about this whole move here, guys. Um, for the Brooklyn Nets side of things, you get three All Stars on one team, no doubt. But here's the problem: both backcourt players, both Harden and Kyrie Irving, they both played pretty much ball dominant all the time. They play on the ball. They prefer having the ball in their hands and to be creative and let them do their thing. The only guy that's good off the ball is Kevin Durant. So the big question is going to be how those two backcourt mates going to work things out. I think from my view that I think that it's going to be most likely that you know if is off the floor, then the ball is going to be much more in the Harden's hands, and he can pretty much be the ball creator while Kevin Durant can play off the ball. Because remember, Kevin Durant played off the ball a lot when he was in OKC, and James Harden liked to play the playmaker role where you can basically run into the lane, get a good score, and then penetrate and find an open man too. Because remember, people get he's a bit of a good passer than people give him credit for. But obviously, the reputation is that he slacks a lot. He doesn't play defense, and the bottom line is he's fallen off short many, many times in the playoffs. And I don't want to hear the excuse about, well, the coaching has a lot to do with it. You're right, but it's not. But listen, coaching can only do so far. All right, it's going to be up to the players to pretty much get it done. That's how coaches look good out in these streets. But back to the trade at hand here. This was kind of quicker than I kind of anticipated. I thought that they would have probably pulled off this move by the next off season, but the Rockets, pretty much said that they were pretty much done with the madness going on, what's going on in Houston right now. And on the other side of the ledger too, you also have to consider the fact that right now Brooklyn doesn't know where Kyrie Irving's mind is at because he's been missing games because he just refused to tell like where he's been. Now there's been reports coming out that he's been pretty much partying with no mask on. I don't know, dude. Kyrie Irving is just a weird weirdo for me. But I'm gonna save a video for that. But this is a big trade that is pretty much happened on the horizon. Now, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Steve Nash to get to pretty much help this team get to the NBA Finals. You cannot listen. If this team falls short of the NBA Finals, it is going to be considered a failure. With the talent that this team has got right now, you got three, you know, all-stars, two former MVPs on one team. All right. There's no excuse that you cannot get to the NBA Finals. It's finals or bust for this team. No excuses. All right. And it's going to be judged upon how all three of those, how three of these players, can work well together. But I think that a little bit, some of the pressure is going to be on James Harden. Is he willing to sacrifice again in the promise of a championship? We'll see about that. I don't think he'll sacrifice too much, but I think that he's going to have to sacrifice something. Maybe learn how to work off the ball. Maybe not be as too much of a ball dominant player as he's been, throughout his entire career in Houston. Who knows? But there's going to be a lot of things that's going to really manifest itself. We're going to see how the players adjust to the three All Stars. We're going to see how how both backcourt players, both Harden and Irving, coexist together because they're both ball dominant players, like I said, and they both have high egos with it too. So we'll see what happens. But big trade. You know what I mean? The Brooklyn Nets want to win now, and they pretty much put their foot on the gas pedal of the promise of a championship. Will that equal to a title? We're gonna see. We're gonna see about that as the season progresses. But that's my 2 cents. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. And with that, I'm out. Peace.